Hi, and Nils, you made it. Awesome.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
No problem. And actually, we're hoping that one other person joins us, so
Oh, cool.
we're good. So, welcome everybody to the Peter O Meter live stream launch event. This is our third one because Peter O Meter is being launched as we speak. So I'm Yay. So hold it. Who's Peter Meter? I'm not really explaining. Here's Peter Meter. This is a book, and it's not just any book. Tonight we're going to explain one of the things that makes this book so different. So first, let's do some introductions. I'll start. I'm Trisha Fugelstad. I am the author, illustrator, and animator of Peter Meter, which is a story about a robot who becomes emotional when his buttons are pushed. It's a social emotional learning story that has augmented reality woven all the way through it. And so tonight we're going to be talking about the augmented reality, and we're really excited to have these people with us today to talk about it. We have Christine. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Christine Jacoby. I am a technology teacher at a K-8 Catholic school in Venice, Florida. So I am very excited because I have never seen a book like this before. And I know if I'm excited, the kids are going to be excited too.
Thank you. That's wonderful. And Celeste?
Aloha everyone, I'm Celeste Endo from Queen Ka'ahumanu School in Honolulu, and I've been a mega fan of Trisha's Creative Genius for many years. I get to co-coach an after-school club called the Tink Think Tank Tech Team, T5 for short. When we're studying animation, I would write Fugo Fun on the board so that students would go and search up and try to do ink. Well, now we're going to put Quiver Vision and Peter O'Meter this year. We're so excited. Thank you.
Wow, how exciting. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Hawaii. And speaking of all the way, we have Nils from New Zealand. Nils, you are the CEO. You should introduce yourself, but you're a very special guest. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, hello, I'm Nils from New Zealand, as Trisha just said. Celeste, I love your energy. It's so awesome. So I'm the CEO of Quiver Vision. We do augmented reality products for children. And also, I haven't known Trisha for long enough, but since I've known Trisha, I've become a big fan, and I love Fugal Fun too. We're just really excited to be a part of this book. We also partner with Teach Goals, the publisher who Trisha is associated with, who are also very excited about this book. And it's a little bit different to stuff we usually do. So there's a mix of colouring plus general augmented reality videos and all sorts of stuff. We just think it's amazing, and I'm really excited to see it hit the market and see what happens with it.
Yes, it is so exciting. So I've known of Quiver Vision for a number of years. And as an elementary art teacher, I've used Quiver Vision coloring pages with my students to introduce augmented reality to them. One in particular, the Dot Day coloring page, is a very big hit for art teachers. And so my kindergartners get their first dose of augmented reality by making their mark and coloring their dot, and then watching the dot come to life and bouncing and bubbling and all these other cool things it can do. It's absolutely awesome. And I remember dreaming that I have a flashback memory of being at ISTE in 2018 in Chicago, and I was at a booth that was introducing Quiver Vision coloring pages and showing me how it worked. And I remember thinking, this is really fun, but I would love to be able to customize my Quiver Vision. And then this happened, and I actually got to have my dream come true. I've been telling people that Quiver Vision has made my dreams into augmented reality. So now that dreams are augmented reality, I want to talk more about what that looks like for Peter O'Meter. So let's see if I can get my screen up on, let's see. All right. So in the audience, could you, you know what? I forgot to welcome our audience. So audience, go ahead in the comments and tell us who you are and where you're from. And I can see some of the people that have joined. I see Tanya. Awesome. Thank you for joining. I see Michael. Thank you for joining. And then there's some other people that don't have, they're like anonymous. But thank you so much for joining. We're going to have you in the audience participate if you can. Let me see if I can show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to have a chance for you to win a book. And so for this to work, you need to download a Peter Meter page. It's the coloring page. It is the awesome 3D model activating coloring page. So I made it into a bit.ly. It's case sensitive, bit.ly/capital Peter page. Or you could scan that QR code. But you could also look at the banner at the bottom to give you a hint of how to download that page. So if you can get that page downloaded, then you can explore the 3D model with us and then answer the question necessary to win a book. All right, let's dive in and see what's going on with this book. There are 3 different things that I want to point out about the augmented reality. There is a 3D coloring page. That's what we're talking about. And you can see Peter is standing on it right here. And we say it's a 3D coloring page because it pulls up a 3D model that's interactive of Peter Meter. And then there's 2D illustrations that are augmented. So what that means is, as you scan the book with Quiver app, are we making this really clear how to do this? We probably aren't. The steps for activating the augmented reality, am I skipping around and that didn't make sense? Well, anyway, maybe I should go slower and explain how you would activate things. But then there's also the activity packet has augmented reality in it. So let me see if this page probably helps slow me down and explain how it works. Okay, so you could do this from home right now. You do not have to have that page downloaded or anything. You can be looking at your screen here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you are, and you could pull up the Quiver app on your phone. And actually, when you scan this QR code, the Quiver app shows up, and then you download it, and then you launch the Peter Meter media. And then hover over that page, the cover of the book, and see what happens. So, did we lose Nels? Are you here? Oh, there you are. So, anyway, so this page could come to life for you right now as I'm speaking. You can be, and look, it's Celeste is working on it. But if you can't get this to work, it's sort of like a cooking show where like you talk about all the ingredients and you put in the oven and then you stop the camera and then you show it coming out of the oven. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go to the next slide and you'll see what it looks like. But Celeste, you got it to work? Yes.
Oh, mine.
Okay. That's funny, Christine. You're trying to show me.
It doesn't work when you do that, though.
I know. It's very meta, right? You have to be just in that moment. You can't share it with anybody but that moment.
Right.
Okay. Let's see if we could show you what this looks like. Okay. Did the audio work for that? Did you hear it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, cool. And one of the things I really think was awesome about this is that you can see I was moving the cover around and it tracked with it. Nils, what do you want to say about that? That's pretty awesome. What's going on there?
With the audio.
Well, it's I was moving the book and it tracked even when I moved the book. So
yeah. So I guess essentially the technology just recognizes the image. So long as it can see enough of the image, it will continue to track it. So you can, and that's the beauty of it, I guess, is that you can then see the pedometer or whatever you're looking at from different angles. So like like you just showed us, you're moving it around, but what we like to do, if it's sitting static on a table or something, you can walk around it, look at it from different angles, and get all sorts of perspectives on it. So long as you can see enough of the image, and with the technology nowadays, it's got so awesome that you most of the time you can. It gives you a really awesome experience, and no matter where you are, you can walk backwards, you can come in really close. And that also opens a whole lot of extra features where you can add different things to the content depending on the way you look at it and how close you are to the actual page. And I think, there's a few different things that, we can do with the technology in that respect.
Well, I do know there is that in the 3D model, there's that zoom in and zoom out. And I do know you can spin it all the way around and see it. But I just thought it was really magical that it was tracking so well on a 2-dimensional plane. And so that was really exciting to me. On the screen, you can see there is a sheet that says AR treasure hunt in the activity packet. So one of the really cool things about this pedometer book is that I, as a teacher, really wanted other teachers to find easy pathways for integrating pedometer into their lessons. So I worked on a activity packet to go along with the book. And as I was working, I was thinking that the augmented reality pages could be treated like a treasure hunt. So I counted 32 augmented reality experiences in the book alone, but then there's more because there's a few more in in the activity packet as well. So yes, this is a loaded book. And the 3D experience, like you could, even if you didn't download that page, that pedometer coloring page, you could try to do this from the screen right now. So you could have your Quiver app up. You can scan the page because you already scanned the Quiver. Now, what you're seeing right there is not the Quiver QR code. That is to download the page. So that's a little confusing. You don't want to do that. It would be the Quiver app that we had on a previous.
I think if you download that if you scan that QR code first and you don't have the Quiver app, it should prompt you to download the Quiver app, I think.
That was if we had the Quiver app.
No.
The Quiver QR code. I'm getting confused with my words. So this is just to download the page that I had on Google Drive. So once they have it, then they can see the QR code for Quiver, all these different kinds of QR codes.
You're right. Yep.
So, but I'm going to do the cooking show, and we're going to take a look at what it looks like if you're looking at the 3D model. Okay, here's the cooking show version. So the coloring page is actually part of the book. It's one of the pages in the book. And so you can have the 3D model experience while in the book. You don't have to have the activity packet. But if you had the activity packet, you could have a standalone experience and spin it and have print it multiple times, let all the children in the classroom, this is maybe before I hit play. No, I'll hit play and let you see what it looks like. It's only a minute. And then I would like to talk about what this might look like in the classroom, okay? All right, so I like to hear what some of these thoughts might be about how this might look at school when you're with your students. So Christine or Celeste, you want to chime in? Celeste, let's hear your thoughts.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it clearly?
Let's make you bigger so we can see. I'm going to...
Sorry. So I was trying out, but my fingers are all colored. But I was trying it out, and I was thinking that maybe the children, as they make their own, they can also see it come to life, but also they can talk about their feelings at that time, and then explain how they are recalibrating their own feelings.
Oh, wow. I like that you're using those words. So the whole premise of this story is that Peter Ometer has a newly upgraded e-motion panel that needs help being calibrated. And so the reader is helping Peter make decisions about what button to press during the journey of his day. And so I like how you're thinking that you could turn this into the children thinking about their own feelings and help them calibrate and make choices about, or even identifying their own emotions, sort of like the way they have to identify for Peter. Christine, what were you thinking?
I'm not sure. I was thinking, too, that they would be able to, customize it to themselves, how they're feeling that day. I know that, doing a check-in is kind of a big deal with some kids, that they're very willing to tell you, and other kids just, they want to keep it to themselves, where if they're using their own colors or their own, designing it themselves, that's a way to quietly tell us what they're feeling without that, being up there in front of the class going, I don't feel good today, or,
Yes.
for those shyer kids.
I was thinking about like what this physically looks like in those classroom also. Mm-hmm. Like when you're introducing a book and then there's this interactivity piece to it, like I was thinking that the coloring page would be something that I would print and give to every student, and then let them work in stations, or if they share iPads, or if we have a one-to-one situation where they can scan on an iPad and then experience and cycle through all the emotions. The panel allows you to also hear the name of each button, because each button is inspired by a robot. And so like I've got the original robots back here. This is Rigamajoy, and this one's Hotbot, and then Celeste is wearing the shirt that has all the others on it. Oh my gosh. So she's got Calmatic and Cybersad, Auto Adore, and then in the middle is Anxietizer in the top. So thank you for modeling that. That's awesome. And so those are explained, but also there's a hint about what happens in your sort of like your body when you're expressing or when you're about to feel an emotion. So this is mechanical words for your body experiencing an emotion when you think about the robot. So you can see that he flips his lid, lets out steam. So what's going on with him? What emotion is he about to feel? Have you any thoughts about that, Nils?
I do actually. Yeah, I think I've got 5 little kids, so under the age of 7.
Wow.
2 7-year-olds, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old. But I also think it's important for adults. That's what I love about the book. Like, it's something that you can, as an adult, you can relate to the book because you've gone through all those emotions, and at times it's hard to control them. It's hard to explain them, and being able to sit down with your child or your students and help them understand that it's okay. I think it's awesome, and that's what I really like about the book, and all the different emotions that Peter shares. I think we can all relate to, and that's what really hit home with me. It was really cool to be part of the book, be able to create a digital experience that helps kids understand that it's okay to feel that way and express it and talk.
I love that you're saying that phrase. Thank you. It's so sweet. It's okay to feel that way.
Yeah.
That is, it's very important that we are seeing Peter modeling these feelings too, that he is showing his emotion. And I think about for children that might have a hard time identifying how they're feeling, that they can play through and look at the expression on the faces for the different emotions. And so that might help them identify, but also in a way we're reading other people's expressions so that you can empathize with them better. Like if you see that expression on someone else, now hold it. I saw that on Peter. Maybe that means you're happy. Maybe that means you're blank, whatever it is. So it's a start, I would say, to getting those social cues.
Yeah, just understanding. I think like allowing kids to understand is great.
Thank you for that feedback. All right, so if you were playing with your model Peter, then I want you to write in the chat what that switch does. So panel, don't tell if you already know. And this will get you a chance to win a book. So we need to look at the chat, and hopefully Amanda can watch and see if somebody gets the right answer for what that switch does. And as people are in the chat telling us what that switch does, we're going to move on and talk about some of the other aspects of augmented reality in this book. So we had hinted that there is this large activity packet. I kind of went overboard, and I admit it. So this is my first book, and I just wanted to put everything in it, and I did not hold back. I'm sorry, Nils. I did not hold back. There was a lot of content.
It's amazing. I think if when me and this Jay first sat down and looked at the activity pack, we were like, man, I wish everyone gave us an activity pack like this.
Oh, really? Okay, so you don't hate me for how much work I did. Okay, good. So this activity packet, as an art teacher, I wanted to make sure it included some art connections. And when I designed Peter, I attributed 6 colors and 6 emotions, which match with primary and secondary colors. And so I thought we could build a color wheel and then scan the color wheel and see Peter's emotions matching the color. So this is part of the activity packet. Did anybody get a chance to play with us? We're about to see in the cooking show what happens when you scan it. All right. Audio's kind of low, but you can see it's not this. What were you going to say, Celeste?
That is so cool.
So I think it is. I mean, you're working on your color wheel. I mean, color wheels, it can be kind of dull, But then you get to check and see how it went and match it up with Peter's expressions and emotions when you're done. So that's just one
Thank you.
activity. There's more. Whoops, what I do. All right. So we saw the color we saw the cover come to life. So that was an example of the 2D augmented reality. We saw the 3D model that Nils was really a part of building and everything. I was just throwing ideas out, but they made that happen, and that's amazing. And then we saw these this example from the activity packet. There is a bonus that is going to happen only for people that pre-order. So pre-order is happening right now. And so you would, if you pre-order Peter and Meter, then I'm going to send you a book plate that I sign and you can put in your book. But I want to show you what happens to your book plate. When it's in your book, you can use that same Quiver QR code and watch this happen. So that happens
Amazing.
inside your book. After you, and this is how you pre-order. But I want to stop sharing my screen right now. Did anybody in the chat come up with the answer to the question to win a book?
I saw it.
You saw the answer?
I did. Yeah.
So, oh, look at Michael got it. Congratulations, Michael. So, Michael, we'll contact you and make sure you get a book, and I'll give you a signed book plate so that this could come to life too, and you can have my signature. It feels really weird to say it's my signature, but I guess that's what happens when you're an author, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take this off the screen, and now I'm gonna try to do a little live demo. I don't want to keep everybody that much longer, but I wonder, how do I make this? Oh, look at that. I could solo it. How do I make everybody on the side so like we could see it, but that's soloed? I don't know. Amanda, do you know how to make this bigger so that we could see? I don't know. But I want to demonstrate live how this looks, and so maybe I should just try to make it bigger all by itself so you can see it better. Okay, so we know that this happens, right? Okay. Have you seen that?
Yep. Looks
I
great.
love that. All right. So I'm going to reveal something brand new. First, I want to show you a sticker. Hold it. I wonder if I put myself back in. Can I, hold it. How do I do this? I wish I knew how to be here. Exit solo. Oh, there I am. I'm really big. But what if I wanted this to be the big thing and I don't want to be big?
Maybe just make it present. Does it present, or is that what you were doing before?
I don't know. These buttons, I could just start pressing a lot of buttons. I could do that and see if any of these fix it. This is me trying to learn how to do StreamYard and present at the same time. This way, I don't know how to do this. Okay, so it would be really nice if, how about I just remove everybody? Sorry. Bye. And then I have to remove you too. Sorry. And then I'm gonna make. What if I remove myself? Then again, and I'm little. There we go. I figured it out. Sorry, that was so sloppy. I wish we can cut this, but we're live. Hi, everybody. Sorry. All right, so now I forgot what I wanted to share, and it was really going to be good. Oh, the stickers. The reason why this worked. If you are if you pre-order, I'm going to throw in some stickers. Whoa, that was acting odd. Here. So if I throw in a sticker, it'll also come to life with augmented reality because these stickers represent pages from the story. All right. Now I want to show one new thing that's really cool in this story. You're just reading, and then if it turns blue, isn't that amazing? A page just comes to life just like that. So let me give you a really cool thing that happens. Remember, there are 6 moments in the story when Peter needs help figuring out what button to press. I'm going to show you this one. Now look at this. This is really cool. This is an added piece that only happens at the points in the story where a choice needs to be made. So in the chat, does anybody want to use the clues in the illustration to figure out which button we should press for Peter? Now, what just happened and how might he be feeling? You could think about color as a way to give a clue. You know what? I should be looking at the chat. Does anybody have any answers? What button should it be? Okay, I'm going to press, and then I'm going to send advice. You ready for this? All right, this is just too awesome. I just love this story. And I love what happened with all of this augmented reality. So I'm going to see if I can bring everybody back up and we could wrap this up. And let me see if I can get this off. Okay, so let's see if anybody has any questions for us in the audience before we get going. Now we have Nils here who knows, actually makes this augmented reality happen, which I mean, that makes me extremely curious. Do you want to give us any hints or tips about, like, if somebody in the audience is seeing this and they're thinking, I want to make an augmented reality children's book, what would you say to them? No.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to share as much information as you want, honestly. We've been doing augmented reality colouring for just over 10 years now. We've done numerous colouring books. This one's a little bit different, though. This is a combination of, there's 2 types of AR from what we do. We do colourable AR. We kind of specialise in that. That's what we proudly say that we're arguably say we're the world's best AR colouring app. in terms of the user experience that we offer, we think that the way that the 3D model comes to life, then the colors that appear on that model will be as close to as possible as the coloring page. And then beyond that, I think the beauty of our product is the user experience, that the features that we offer, and that includes the touch interactions, the music, the background music, the facts, educational, everything else that we can do around that. And like I said before, there's different things you can do with the coloring page. So when you have a static coloring page sitting in a book or on a table, there's lots of things you can do with the device. So if my coloring page is my hand, if I have my phone here, for example, I can have the coloring page do one thing. If I bring it in closer, you can start to change the experience in AR based on the proximity of your device to the coloring page. I'm not sure if we did anything like that in this coloring book, Tricia. And I will be honest, I actually don't do any of the cool stuff. Like like I said, I'm the CEO of Quiver, but I don't do any of the actual development of the 3D content or the augmented reality content. I just get to put my face in front of it and pretend that it's all me. Lucky me, where I've got, the actual magic guys sit behind me and do all the cool work. And I generally just do this stuff. But for anyone else looking out there, I think there's lots of, nowadays, like augmented reality is everywhere you look. The best example I always use when people say, oh, what's augmented reality, is that I think the most watched example is the Olympics. Most people watch the Olympics. And when you're watching a 100-meter swimming race in the Olympics, there's a world record line in the pool that the swimmers are chasing. That's augmented reality, right?
Yeah.
That line, the swimmers can't see it, but we can see it on the TV. And now every single sports game that you watch, there's all of the advertising that you see on the field that's not actually on the field either. On TV we see that, but most of it's not actually on the field. So that's AR and its beauty. That's just digital content that we see on a TV, on a device, that if you're actually at the arena or at the stadium, you can't see that.
Wow.
So that's the example I kind of try to help people understand what augmented reality is. So overlaying digital content on the real world via a device. Anyone wanting to do that now, I think anyone growing up there, it's an exciting field to get into. We've been in it for 10 years or so, and even the AR coloring world, there's lots of AR coloring products out there now. And like I said, we'd like to argue that we're the best. Maybe we're not, but I think we are. We offer a whole lot of proprietary features that open up different experiences and user engagement for users. The one thing that your book did, Tricia, though, was you combined the AR coloring in general, we call it general AR, which is just kind of static video AR, where you scan something, it pops up and plays a video, and you can still interact with it, but it's not colorable. And so we kind of call that general. And we generally do either AR coloring or general AR, but your book is a combination of both, which is really cool. And yeah, so that, other than that, I think the world of AR 10 years ago, when I first got into AR, I was told that these would be gone by 2020. And in 2023, I still don't really see cell phones going anywhere.
No.
And they all thought that we will be wearing glasses. So you'd be wearing your glasses that you've got on now, Tricia and Christine, and we'd all be shooting digital data directly into our eyes, and it'll all just be overlaid. And I think I actually don't know whether that'll actually happen. I'm probably of that generation, we all are of that generation where we all have a bit of fear of doing that. Our kids and the younger, they're probably not so fearful as we are, but yeah, I'm unsure, but I think there's no doubt that AR will be part of our lives forever. And so anyone looking to get into that industry of AR, VR, XR, I think, it'll be part of our life, and it'll be a huge part of our future. There's no doubt about it.
Awesome. Well, that gives us some, the analogy of the sports arena and watching a game. I feel like I've seen that in American football years ago, like where you can see the lines, like I forgot what they're called. They're kind of
everywhere. Anything you watch live on TV, I think most like concerts, sports, anything like that. Now there's AR everywhere, and even I sometimes I wouldn't even know. But a lot of the time, what you think is happening, you go, "Oh, that's amazing." If you're actually there, they probably don't see what we see on the TV.
Well, this book, when I first started, I had a dream that I would be able to make an augmented reality children's book, and I just felt like maybe it was going to be too much. Like I wanted to do it. I was throwing it all out there, and I wasn't sure that you were going to catch it, but you caught it and you ran with it, and I feel like we have a touchdown. That's American football again.
And so do we. It's really exciting. I will be honest, it's probably the coolest and most exciting children's book that we have been a part of.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. It's awesome.
Like I said before, I just think it touches a lot of different areas in terms of not just the book, the technology, just everything that it encompasses is really cool. So we're really happy to be part of it, Trisha. And I know we kind of like had to bring you in a couple of times in terms of what you wanted to do, but that happens everywhere. Every single project we do, everyone wants to recreate the world, and so sometimes we have to like realm it in a little bit. But otherwise, I think what you have created is amazing, and we're just really happy to be a part of it.
I got everything I wanted. It's awesome. I don't feel like I had to compromise on anything. So you guys were wonderful. Thank you so much for making my dream come true, and my dream reality, augmented reality. So any last thoughts before we close out? And we want to make sure that we get any questions from the audience before we go too. Any last thoughts, anybody? So no? Okay, so this was wonderful. It was so great to share Peter Meter's augmented reality with you. We're going to be doing another live stream coming up, and there'll be a read aloud eventually. I think that's in 2 weeks. We're going to have a read aloud. And so next week, I think, is when we explore. Actually, I have to look at my notes. I should have looked before I started talking about what we're doing next week. I don't exactly remember. It's either we talk about the STEAM part of the packet, or gosh, there's so much to explore. So it's good stuff. Stick with us. All right. So we are going to remind you about pre-orders as we go. But right now, we're just going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trisha. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Celeste.
Thank you.
Bye.